1. When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. 2. Persistence is very important. You should not give up unless you are forced to give up. 3. I think it is possible for ordinary people to choose to be extraordinary. 4. If something is important enough, even if the odds are stacked against you, you should still do it. 5. I could either watch it happen or be a part of it. 6. Failure is an option here. If things are not failing, you are not innovating enough. 7. Some people don't like change, but you need to embrace change if the alternative is a disaster. 8. The first step is to establish that something is possible, then probability will occur. 9. I don't create companies for the sake of creating companies, but to get things done. 10. I think it's very important to have a feedback loop where you're constantly thinking about what you've done and how you could be doing it better. 11. I always have optimism, but I'm realistic. It was not with the expectation of great success that I started Tesla or SpaceX. It's just that I thought they were important enough to do anyway. 12. Really, the only thing that makes sense is to strive for greater collective enlightenment. 13. I think it is possible for ordinary people to choose to be extraordinary. 14. The only thing that makes sense is to strive for greater collective enlightenment. 15. I don't spend my time pontificating about high-concept things. I spend my time solving engineering and manufacturing problems. 16. The first step is to establish that something is possible, then probability will occur. 17. I would like to die on Mars. Just not on impact. 18. The future is vastly more exciting and interesting if we're a spacefaring civilization and a multi-planet species. 19. The idea of lying on a beach as my main thing just sounds like the worst. It sounds horrible to me. I would go bonkers. I would have to be on serious drugs. I'd be super duper bored. I like high intensity. 20. If you go back a few hundred years, what we take for granted today would seem like magic. Being able to talk to people over long distances, to transmit images, flying, accessing vast amounts of data like an oracle. These are all things that would have been considered magic a few hundred years ago. 21. I don't believe in process. In fact, when I interview a potential employee and he or she says that it's all about the process, I see that as a bad sign. The problem is that at a lot of big companies, process becomes a substitute for thinking. You're encouraged to behave like a little gear in a complex machine. 22. I say something, and then it usually happens. Maybe not on schedule, but it usually happens. 23. We have a strict no assholes policy at SpaceX. We fire people if they are. We've had to do that, and we have fired people. 24. My biggest mistake is probably weighing too much on someone's talent and not someone's personality. I think it matters whether someone has a good heart. 25. You shouldn't do things differently just because they're different. They need to be better. 26. I do think there is a lot of potential if you have a compelling product and people are willing to pay a premium for that. I think that is what Apple has shown. You can buy a much cheaper cell phone or laptop, but Apple's product is so much better than the alternative, and people are willing to pay that premium. 27. I always have optimism, but I'm realistic. It was not with the expectation of great success that I started Tesla or SpaceX. It's just that I thought they were important enough to do anyway. 28. I think life on Earth must be about more than just solving problems. It's got to be something inspiring, even if it is vicarious. 29. Don't confuse education with schooling. I didn't go to Harvard, but people who work for me did. 30. I think it is possible for ordinary people to choose to be extraordinary. Keep in mind that these quotes are from various interviews, speeches, and interactions, and Elon Musk's views and opinions may have evolved over time.